Good morning, welcome to the video. So it is Tuesday the 5th. It is not Monday, and that is because a client who I did have penciled in for Monday asked if they could postpone until the following week. They gave me plenty of notice, so I've got no gripes there at all. I did replace them with another client who again cancelled. They emailed me in plenty of time, but for some reason the email went through to the junk folder. I didn't see it until Sunday, and then actually it turned out that Monday was an inset day for my eldest son. So I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna have the day off. So I had the day off. We went to the cinema, we had a great day. So it's now Tuesday, it's 10 o'clock, so Tuesday's fortnightly mowing, and I've been on a quote for the last hour and a half, and it is a new build, and it is all the communal areas. So essentially I've spent 45 minutes walking around with the head of the committee, and then I've spent the rest of the time just there's the main areas that I can obviously use Google Earth to measure, but there's some areas which I just know there'll be too many trees to see and stuff like that, so I've just had to go around the meter wheel and measure those areas. So I'll be quoting for a first time cut, a sort of a standalone clearance just to get everything under control, and then I'll be offering them a fortnightly cut throughout the year as well, with a few sort of like the park being a weekly cut during the growing season and things like that. And then as soon as there'll be other things as well, but we're just trying to get the ball rolling because the people who've built the estate, their sort of contract for maintaining the areas is now up, and well, actually they've stopped doing it 8 weeks ago by all accounts, and anyways, that's for their issues to sort out. So that's that means that I'm obviously not going to be able to do all my houses today. However, if you remember all the way back to the summertime when wet lawn went fortnightly, that has created that gap on a Wednesday. So I never filled it because I just kept it, so it gave me a little bit more flexibility for things like this. So the couple of houses that I haven't done or would normally do from 8:30 till now, I can just do them in that gap tomorrow morning before I go to the other two jobs I have for that day. So there we are. And I've not seen the weather this week. I think it's looking okay. Time Masters, touch wood, is working, although I won't be using it today. It will just be a Hater 56 and 41 day. Anyways, right, well, I shall make my way over to the first job, and then I will catch up with you then. Shall be joining the dawn chorus as everybody else is, as I was last week, but it's certainly leaf blower season. So there you go. So what we're going to do is get the majority of these leaves off, and then give it a little bit of a cut, and same out the front as well. Bit of a stripe up on here as well. Now, traditionally I would do the driveway. You can see it's very mossy and very weedy, but it's not high on their priorities right now. So okay, so that's all striped up at the front. I've already locked the back gate, but yeah, essentially leaves cleared up. The other blowers are still going. Fortnightly done. It seems weird now that this lawn, you know, and all the fortnightly lawns, they're only going to have 2 more cuts this year. So the end of the season's coming so fast. Okay, so it's 4:20 and we're losing the light. So I'm going to have to make this one really quick. But this is the lawn which cut 2 weeks ago, lifted the covers off 2 weeks ago. Here it is now, so it's looking pretty good. So we're going to cut this on setting 4, I think, with the Pro 41. Okay, so a month after it was seeded, and 2 weeks after the covers came off, here we have the lawn all striped up. So clients are pretty pleased with it, so am I. This will get 2 more cuts. between now and Christmas. Oh, it's totally out of focus. There's the front, and it's this time of year where these lights are a godsend, because you can see exactly what you're putting in there. It's like the old days with the two haters, little and large. And actually, funnily enough, I could have done with the Ego today due to the headlights, but there you go. It's got the lawn's got stripes and a decent cut instead. So it's Wednesday, so this is one of the lawns that I decided not to do yesterday because I'd never have had time to do them all. And this is the one that I did the aeration at the week before, so I'll flip you round. If you remember, I took a photo, so we'll show the photo now. This is what it looks like a week later. So there you go. Pretty cool, huh? So yes, and then I have one other, and that is actually on the way. One other from yesterday, which is on the way to today's two lawns, or two properties, shall I say. I say lawns, I won't be cutting any grass, there'll definitely be leaf clearances. So got the big Billy goat blower, backpack blower, and yeah, it will be a race against time. It was brilliant because I am literally 2 minutes from the house today, so I packed everything I needed last night. So I was able to just come straight to work. A 2-minute commute. It doesn't get any better than that. Right, I'll see you next one. I suspect that'll be leafy too. Love the colour of that tree. Gets real. You can't really see it in the camera, but it becomes really, really red. It's amazing. Anyway, leaves are down, leaves are down, leaves are down everywhere, and falling down. So this is the front. This is just a fortnightly cut during the season, but obviously leaves through November, and then I'll try and get a cut in just before Christmas. Okay, so problem is the leaves are dropping, so these ones here have come down since I've sort of gone past, so everything's been blown out and way down the bottom. So we've got one more to do, which is 3 doors up, I think. That's going to be a big leaf blow. That'll be a 3-hour solid blow. So yeah, should be okay for the light, should be. Okay, all the leaves down. Terrible lawn, but I'm just paid to cut it and clear the leaves, so it is what it is. It's massive lawn, so much moss on there, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So that is today completed. Tomorrow, Thursday, going to be mowing first thing, regardless of the leaves. I'm going to be mowing because I haven't cut that lawn for 3 weeks now, and it's getting out of control. I missed the first week, then the last 2 weeks I've been doing leaves, so even if I just mulch them all up or something, I've got to get the growth down while there isn't any rain. So yeah, Time Master. It's going to be earning its money tomorrow. We just pray it doesn't break down. Okay, this is out the front. Much better. So all the leaves are down on this lawn, so there's 2 more visits at this property for this year. So what I will do is, now all the leaves are down, I will cut this next week, and then that section that will be done for this year. I know the little oak over there still needs to go, but I'll, on the last visit, just blow those ones off. There's a few more oaks to come down here, so I might do the final cut on this one as well. Then that means the front is all done. Then on the last visit in December, all I'll need to do is just sort of clear up the remainder of the leaves. Obviously the mower do, let's say, the majority of those in 2 weeks time, and then yeah, so that'll be that done. The back, it's a bit of a funny one because either the leaves are down, but then there's an oak that's barely turned, so that'll be one that even in after Christmas it will still be dropping leaves, I would imagine, unless we get like a real harsh frost between now and then, which isn't on the cards as far as I can see. Yeah, it's tidying up and just tying up the end of the year, which is madness really when you think about it, that you know, these properties, they're on their next week or next visit will be their penultimate cut. Morning, so it's Thursday, so I'll show you. It's normal Thursday lawn. Traffic was terrible, car broken down, so it took me an extra half an hour to get to work, drop the boys off, so yeah, up against it. But anyway, if you remember the tennis court last week, this is the tennis court this week, so it seems as though the leaves that were coming down have come down. Those ones are still holding on because, you know, this was, you couldn't even see tennis court last week. Now you've got this tree over here which is getting close to being done. The oak has only just started turning, so the point of today is just to get all this grass cut, because this hasn't been cut in 3 weeks I think. So we're going to try and get this down a little bit, so less concentration on leaves today and more concentration on cutting. But I'm just going to go across and just get sort of the leaves down so they kind of get mulched up a little bit, and then just do a little leaf blow out the front as well. Probably won't cut out there out by the road because it's not obviously long. Yeah, and that'll be it for today on this property. I might show you a quick bit at the end, but as I say, I'm now half an hour behind. Okay, so got basically the leaves from the driveway blown off onto here. This is mulched with the Time Master, which, touch wood's doing its thing. Yep, so that's that. I'm going to leave these sort of to what I refer to as semi-rough areas, get this section done. You can see it's pretty long. I'm cutting on ED. So that's essentially E1/2, slightly higher at the back. Lets better airflow through. Then I've got to cut that section there as well. And yeah, and then we'll see what the time is. So that was all done, all the leaves. To be honest, most of the leaves came back down. It felt like it hadn't been there, but got some stripes in the grass, got the grass down. So yeah, it worked out okay. I basically went up and did the boundary lines, all the way along the boundary lines, but what we've got here is loads of overgrowing stuff. So I'm just going to take the old Ego hedge cutter down, just to get particularly that stuff about halfway down, all cut back to the fence line. On this one I'll probably at some point go over the other side and then just cut that back too from the other side as well. Final lawn on a Thursday, and it looks, I wasn't going to cut it today, but the front looks like it needs a cut. We need to get these leaves off it, and then if you remember I sprayed the pathway. Difficult to tell, isn't it, because it's under there, but you can see there that it's definitely dead. So a little bit green down there, but on the whole I think it'll be alright. So here we go. So this is obviously the leaves have gone now. You just saw the front lawn, the back lawn all striped up, really nice. The driveway, sorry, the pathway, you can see the difference between what I've treated and what I haven't treated. I thought I had some spray left for the wall, but I haven't. There you go. So that's that section there. A little bit green on the edge, but it's only been a week. I'd imagine it will kick in a bit more still. And then you've got this section over here, and I basically spray to the edge of the wall because that's the property line, and you can see some sort of run over there, but yeah, that's all good. So that will all dry off nice. I'll just show you the front lawn quickly while there's still some light. If you remember, it was covered in leaves half an hour ago. And there we go, nicely striped up. Morning, so it's Friday. Not too many leaves down on this lawn actually. Striped that up, as you can see the oak's still not even close to dropping really, but then you look at these trees up here and they've already gone. So yeah, I find that in this street that you kind of get a bit of a lull when you as you wait for the oaks to come down. So anyway, a little bit of drizzly rain yesterday, but not too bad. But yeah, it's I'm now just walking down just to pick up the Cub Cadet. So the back it's quite leafy, but it's not too bad. So what I'm going to use is I'm just basically going to, on a high mow, just use the Cub Cadet to pick up the leaves. Also get a little cut on it, because as I keep saying, you never know when the weather's going to turn and you're not going to be able to get that cut. So all the time I can cut, I will. Right, I'll show you the back when I'm done, but I'll show you in a bit. So I've just gone round with the blower. It's not too leafy, as I say. There's always a bit of a lull where the majority of these ones have come down, but the oaks haven't massively started dropping. So all I'm going to do is just on a high setting, just like I did on the last one, just go around the Cub Cadet and suck it all up. I've striped the front, as you can see, so that's all good, that's all tidy. I don't think I'll probably cut it once, maybe twice again, sort of some festive stripes, but I think that's kind of it really, unless we have like some serious wind which blows a lot of shrapnel or debris out of that, then yeah. So the front really, I think, is kind of done for the grass. I'm going to spray it at some point with some iron, a little bit of weed killer, just selective that is, obviously, just because it needs to be done and the temperatures are warm enough that things are still growing. Yeah, right, going to suck up the leaves. Okay, so we're down the bottom of the garden now, so you can see exactly where I've been. Seem to have done a strip across there as well, and yeah, so that's basically like one half of the lawn done, and that is what one half of the lawn does. So this is, I think the jury's out. You know, a lot of people tell me this system doesn't work. You need the fan on it to get it up, and I agree. If it's wet, that is absolutely true, but clearly, you know, if it's, I mean, stuff's damp, you can see the dew on the lawn. It works pretty well. I will, when I empty the bags, I will have to empty that out. That tube down there will be full. In fact, if I take it off now, this tube will be full. So you can see it well. That tube's half full, and you can see there that it's pretty full there too. So I will have to take it off, but it comes off very quickly and very easily. Simply, you just lift this strap up here, pull it away, and then obviously it is a lot more simple when you've got two hands. But yeah, that's how it comes away. And then obviously you can just side discharge if you want, and then I have a mulching plug as well for if you want to mulch. So it really is a sort of a triple threat when it comes to mowing. And this was the big thing when I was deciding on what sort of mower I wanted. Because I do so much residential, I think you have to have a collector. If you're more commercial, cut and drop's more sort of socially acceptable. But yeah, this is brilliant because I can do everything with this. And if you remember, I can't remember what episode it was, but that one where I cut that massive lawn, and some areas really needed a flail mower, but somehow this got through it. It was really quite impressive. So Okay, there we are, all striped up, leaves collected for the minute, but they're already coming down over there. And now we're going to go next door. I've already seen the front of next door, and it certainly doesn't need a cut out the front. There's a few leaves down here and there, so it'd just be a very quick tidy up out the front, and then onto the back where it looks as though there's quite a few oak leaves come down. So yeah, it may be a cut, but it's certainly going to be some billy goat blowing. Back all cut. You can see the crisscross through the year. So what I've decided to do is just go straight up and down. It's very mossy, very mossy, and that's because the ground is so hard that the water just takes so long to sort of penetrate through. Next door, we down the bottom, quite often during the winter it can just become a pond because the water there's just nowhere for it to drain. There's a plate under the ground about a foot down, and it's just solid rock, and yeah, we've had so many times we've had massive areas, and you get down to it, you smash through it, and you almost get this whirlpool effect, and it's just the whole area which is like that. So these two gardens, you know, when they flood, they stay flooded for a month at a time. So yeah, it does need scarifying, but this autumn time's been so wet that I just haven't had time to, because you know, this isn't just a couple hours of scarifying. This is probably a couple of days to do it properly. But I will be back next week if it doesn't rain, maybe on a Tuesday, depending on the vertidraining, and yeah, just a light iron treatment and a light weed treatment, as I mentioned earlier, for all the Friday lawns. So yeah, that is me done for the week. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Really appreciate it. It helps the videos, all that type of thing. And yeah, Monday, big leaf clearance day coming up. So stay tuned for that.